Hi everyone, hi, it's Leanne Boyd from Fearlessly Free Women, and I hope you've had a great week. And it's late on a Friday afternoon, and I know I've had a busy week, but let's get into it now for this week's edition of Cuppa Courage Tips. Now, this week we're going to talk about what's holding you back. You could have gone on and made this big goal of yours, and all of a sudden you're sitting there. You've really got excited about that plan, and then you're just sitting there thinking, where do I start? And then it gets worse, and then you go into stress, and then you think, oh my gosh, I'm never going to start this. I don't know where to start. And then worry and fear takes over that you're not actually going to get the job done. And then your procrastination sets in, and you end up with being like a brain freeze that actually is weakening your factual memory of what's actually going on for you in that point of time. So, your chronic stress does dump into your amygdala, and, it fuels that fear and stress and anxiety around that goal that you're just not getting done. You're not kicking it out the door like you really want to. So there could be various reasons why you're not actually stepping in to your power and stepping into what you want to do and who you really are. And some of those things could be, past hurts, regret around mistakes that you've made. And you're sitting there thinking, oh, is this going to happen again to me? You might be worried about not being good enough, or what the work that you're not doing is not good enough. Or you might be worried about being judged by others when you actually get your gear out there and out to the world in the way that you want to. You're worried that it's not going to be good enough, and you're not going to be good enough. And you've got then this, you feel like you've got this emotional baggage attached to everything that you do. But then again, it may not even be your stuff. That's when the science of epigenetics comes into it. And, it could be things that you're holding on to that have actually been passed down to you through generations, through your maternal side. Now, that's a whole nother science of epigenetics, and it's been proven that actually happens through the memory and cell transference. Okay, so you're sitting there and you're looking at what you want to do, and it's just not happening for you. So I'm just going to give you some little tips on where you can actually start and what you might like to do at the end of it. So, for a start, what you need to do is stop. Stop yourself. Just stop. And think about what the situation actually is. Recognize the normality of the situation for what's actually happening around you, how important it is to you, and give yourself time and your mind time to settle, and know that feeling is going to pass, because what you're going to do in the next steps is going to make you be able to take the first steps in what you want to do. So one thing is to set some what I call SMART goals, and these are specific. SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. Okay, so you have to ask yourself some questions around what you want to do. So, what action will you take? Start writing a short list of things you need to do to get your task accomplished. Create a short list. Don't make it, that's where the measurable comes in. Don't make it too much for yourself. And then decide what's the first step you're going to do. That's the actionable part. What are you going to do first to kick off this job? Because when we look at the full picture of what we're trying to do, we can easily go into overwhelm. But if we chunk it back into a little list and then just take priority one, we can start to achieve the things that we want to do. Okay, make it realistic. Don't go, well, I want to do this and I'm going to do this. And then you get into it and you go, it's impossible. This is when you need to delegate. Do the little bits that you can do, and then delegate the rest to other people that can do it faster, quicker, more efficiently than you. Then they can get it back to you and you go, wow, okay, why did I sit there and tear my hair out with it? Okay, so think about what will you do first, what will come next, And then you have to say, well, is this achievable? How will I achieve the goal? Is it achievable to start with, or do I just have to drop it and just delegate the whole lot? How realistic is it that achieving this, when I'm thinking about other commitments, you've got to sort of really bring your focus back into what you want to do. And, where do you go from there? And as I said, what will you do next? Okay, so when you've done the first thing, then start on the next thing, and then start on the next thing. And before you know it, you will have actually achieved what you wanted to do, because you've delegated some out, and you've also, done what you can. So stop stressing, because really emotional decisions that are made during stress response processes cause you to react into situations and events in a less constructive way to start with. So, and usually, sometimes, not usually, a regrettable way. So you might start doing something and you'll get halfway through it and you think, that was a waste of time. I didn't really think that through. So stop, give yourself time, thinking, what's actually going on here? Am I in overwhelm? Is this really stressing me out? Think about what's actually going on there for you, and then think your way through it. I want you to remember that the point where you apply meaning to something and recognize what's actually going on there for you is the point where your power lies for you. That's the starting point where you can actually move forward and make the changes that you want to make. So, you're separate to your thoughts and feelings. You are. Therefore, you are in control of them. So just stop yourself and think about what you're actually doing, rather than sit there, worry and stress and overwhelm and look at it and going, I just can't possibly do this. Yes, you can. You just need to get the first step started, delegate the rest, and then move on. And then you get to the end and you celebrate your wins. That's a very important part, is to celebrate the small wins. Every win, no matter how small to large. But also then cut yourself some slack, really. Because when you start with limiting beliefs and start worrying about what you can and what you can't do, and bring those limiting beliefs in, then that goes into your self-sabotage, which is what you've been sitting there doing and procrastinating over, and really self-sabotaging the whole thing. And then the next step is to go into stress. And then when you do that often enough, time and time again, you end up with emotional burnout. Okay, so I don't want you to get to that stage. And I'm sure you don't want to either. So this week I've launched my new website. I haven't put that out there, but I better put it out there and raise the fanfare up. But on that website, www.leanneboyd.com, there is a quiz. And you can go there. It's a free quiz to do. It's called What's Holding You Back. Go on there and do that quiz. And then at the end of it, you'll get a printout about what could be holding you back. And you'll be able to understand yourself a little bit better. And then you'll have the opportunity to then go on and a little bit further and purchase an hour of my time, 45 minutes of my time, to actually sit down one-on-one, and I listen to you and you tell me everything that's going on in your life, and I work through and find the little hidden things that actually you don't even realize, that you're totally unaware of, that could be holding you back, and how you can move forward and where to go to from there. So please go to my website, www.leanneboyd.com. Click on it's at the top, and it's in various areas all over my website. While you're there, have a good look at the website and see what else I do. And do the quiz. As I said, it's free of charge. You'll get a printout telling you what may be holding you back. And then you have an opportunity to perhaps work with me. So that's it for this Friday afternoon with Cuppa Courage tips. I hope that's been helpful, and I look forward to seeing you again, or chatting with you next week when we have another edition of Helpful Hints from me. Okay, so it's Leanne Boyd from Fearlessly Free Women. Have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you next week. Thanks. Bye.